slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't.
Hey team, hope you're all doing well. This morning I wanted to cover some tips and tricks for running faster. I know a lot of you are trying different techniques, different strategies to run faster, either on the track or on the roads. And I've certainly went through the same process myself in order to try to run faster as a middle to long distance runner. One of the most important tips I wanted to share with you, especially if you're just getting started in the sport or if you're a veteran, don't overthink the process, okay? Great results in the sport do not come overnight, and most of the time it takes several years to get to a point where you're running in that flow state where you're just running effortlessly. And it's a process, as you all know. It takes about 1 month or around 28 days approximately for your body to adapt to these workouts that we're putting ourselves through. So that's why I always stress the importance of a longer buildup versus a shorter buildup. If you're training for a 10 miler, or if you're training for a 5K and you're trying to set a new personal best, give yourself enough time to set yourself up for success. Okay, if you're doing a training buildup and you're trying to set a new personal best in a matter of 8 weeks versus giving yourself 4 to 6 months, 16 weeks to 24 weeks, it's much more difficult to set a new personal best in a matter of 8 weeks rather than giving yourself 4 to 6 months. Okay, so always give yourself more time to prepare properly for your race, and that will, one, give you sufficient time to not only set a new personal best, but you won't be in such a rush. Okay, so that's one of the most important tips that I wanted to share with you as you're getting ready for your race. Just know that, one, it's you have to have a long-term vision in this sport. Okay, it took me from 1992 all the way to 2007 to break the 2 hour and 20-minute marathon barrier. Okay, so in that time frame, I've had several friends over the years quit the sport, and of course, it's okay to move on to other things. Okay, this is not, not everybody has the dream of qualifying for the Olympic trials or or trying to get to the Olympic Games or trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon. Everybody's got their own different goals, and some athletes after high school they move on to do other things. And for me personally, I just wanted to I found a love for the sport, as I know a lot of you have that same love, and you have to have something that's going to drive you to continue to be in this sport, because it's not easy getting out there in the snow, training in blizzards, training in the rain, getting out on the track when you don't have team members to push you and to go out there and do those workouts on your own. A lot of times over the years when I was in the military on active duty, getting up at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to do a speed workout by myself during the winter when there wasn't anybody out there to hold me accountable. It was completely up to me in order to get the results that I was going for. And I had that drive and love for the sport to get to the next level. So whatever it is that you're aiming for, whether it's running related or business related or something else, you have to find that motivation that's going to drive you to continue to do this over a long period of time. It's the same with this channel. I mean, I've been making videos here since 2019. Nobody personally pays me to do this. I just like talking about fitness and talking about running and business. Other avenues that I, other topics that drive me to continue to make videos. So it is regarding running and regarding tips and tricks for distance running to running faster. The most important tip is stay motivated. Don't lose your enthusiasm. Know that you're gonna be tested in this sport. There's gonna be days where you want to quit. There's gonna be days where you question what you're doing out there. And the best advice I can give you is just to, one, surround yourself with the right people. Okay, listen to the right topics. Listen to the right information. Okay, go back and watch all the videos that I've made since 2019 here on the channel. There's everything from, how to run a faster 2 mile, how to run a faster 10 miler, how to set a new personal best in the marathon distance, how to run faster over the mile distance, 2 mile distance, motivational topics. There's a lot of things on this channel that can help you. There are tools and resources below my videos, as well as on RunDreamAchieve.com, that are there for you to help get you to the next level. So there's a lot of tips and tricks for running faster that are available here on the channel, on the website itself. Another tip and trick, another tip that I wanted to share with you is to not overthink the process, okay? And don't compare yourself to other runners. Focus on what you can do yourself. Don't overanalyze and just realize that the training process, regardless if you're training for a 5K, a mile, a marathon, it's complex. It's a mystery at times too. You want to know, am I doing enough volume? Is the percentage of the weekly volume I'm doing each week at the anaerobic level versus the aerobic level? Am I doing too much aerobic training? Am I doing too much anaerobic training? Am I not doing enough easy running during my workouts? Look at your logs. Make sure that you keep a log. This is something I wish I would have paid more attention to, because I would have loved to. I remember some of the workouts I was doing prior to running a 2:19 marathon, but I didn't keep every single workout written down. What I wish I would have done, and definitely a huge tip I want to share with you, is keep track of your logs. I wish I would have had my workouts written down, everything that I had done from when I was a freshman in high school when I first started running, all the way up until in 1992 when I first started running, until 2018 when I officially really retired out of the sport from competitive racing. I wish I would have kept my logs throughout that buildup so I could have looked back throughout those years and to see what exactly I was doing. Now, here in 2025, as I'm making this video, I have recollections of specific workouts that I did over the years, but I don't know exactly every single specific workout I was doing. Now, had I kept those logs, that would have been a huge resource looking back, but I know I have it up here, but make sure that you're keeping track of those things. Write down, another tip, write down your goals. It's not just enough to have goals and to say, okay, I want to run under 4 minutes for the 1500, or I want to run under 50 minutes for 10,000 meters, or I want to qualify for the Boston Marathon. Actually write down what you want to do and keep track of that. Okay, it's something, there's power in not just having goals, but also writing down your goals and actually referring back to that on a daily basis. Write down your goals, put them in your purse, hang them up in your office, hang them up at home, so you can actually see what it is that you're wanting to do in terms of your running performances. And it may not be running related. It may be, I want to start a blog, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to drop 10 pounds by the end of 2025. Whatever it is that you're aiming for, have those goals written down, okay? Much like the training that you're doing, keeping track of those logs, keep your logs so that later on you won't make the same mistake that I made, okay? 10 years from now, you're going to have 10 years of training that you can refer back to and say, hey, I broke 4 hours for the marathon during this year, but these were the exact steps that helped me to achieve that. Okay, so that's another tip and trick, I guess, for running faster, is being able to look back a year from now or maybe 6 months from now, and if something wasn't working in your training, refer back to those logs and see if maybe you were running too much of your mileage too fast. Maybe you were running too much of your mileage too slow and you had to make those adjustments along the way. Okay, so those are some tips and tricks for running faster I want to share with you as well. I think another thing is patience. In this sport, you're simply not going to perform at an extremely high level if your vision is too short term. Okay, again, it took me over a decade to break 2 hours and 20 minutes for the marathon. It actually took me over a decade to break an hour and 7 minutes and 30 seconds for the half marathon. Okay, so regardless where you're currently at, most of the time it takes several months, and in most cases it takes several years to achieve greatness in the sport, and especially wherever you are in your build-up. Patience is an absolute vital characteristic that I've personally followed myself, but I've learned it from other athletes that were far better than me. Okay, most of the Kenyans and Ethiopians, Europeans that I've trained with over the years, they have a different. Not to say that Americans don't have that same type of mindset, but I just think in different cultures, there's their vision and their long-term approach to things, and their patience and their level of patience is significantly greater than a lot, in some cases, Americans. We want things fast, but in other cultures, the way they think, the way they do things is just different. And so keep that patience factor in mind. And if another thing, and I'll close with this, is just if you're lacking talent, believe in yourself, believe in your work ethic. I can't stress this enough, how far your work ethic can make up for having a lack of talent. If you don't have genetics, in terms of physiological talent, it doesn't mean that you can't get to the next level in this sport or whatever it is you're aiming for. Specifically athletic related, we're talking about genetics, but your work ethic can make up for that if you have a strong enough desire, a strong enough motivation to get to the next level in this sport. You can make up for your lack of talent. Just know that it's going to take, the athlete that's not as genetically talented may not get the results as quickly as somebody that is talented. Okay, it may take somebody that's extremely talented maybe 6 months to a year to achieve a specific result, but it may take somebody that's not as talented 5 years to a decade to get to that point. But the key thing is to get to that point, and if you don't let up, if you don't stop, if you believe in yourself strong enough, and if you have that desire and discipline to maintain a high amount of effort for a long enough period of time, you're going to get to that finish line. Okay, so that's my last thing in terms of tips and tricks for running faster. Believe in yourself. Don't let up, and you'll get to that finish line, and you'll achieve what you're aiming for in this sport. So thanks so much for watching my video. Please like and share these videos. I really appreciate that. It helps other runners from around the world see these videos. It also helps with the YouTube algorithm as well. So thank you so much for your support, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.